Not only do we have our Survivor's Remorse family here, but we want to welcome members from Black Sales family, and Chris Moore from Cher, and also the other producers on this. This is a big night for us. But we're here to talk about Survivor's Remorse. Now, I want you to remember a couple of things about Survivor's Remorse. First of all, these episodes were written months and months ago. The episodes were shot months ago. But when you watch this show, you're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm like living this show. And that's either incredibly brilliant show running, or Maverick Carter and Mike O'Malley should go to Vegas and bet on numbers because they have something that we don't know. I think it's the first. We couldn't be more proud of this show. The journey of this show started when an old friend of mine, Paul Wachter, called up and said, would you meet with me and Maverick Carter and Tom Werner for breakfast? I'll buy, and we want to talk to you about a show. And I thought, sure, I don't take too many breakfast meetings, but it's a comedy. Oh, we haven't really attempted too many comedies. And I went and I sat down, and I listened to Maverick talk, and Tom talk about the idea of young men who had an opportunity to get out of the neighborhood that they grew up in with great luck and great riches, kind of like winning the lottery. And the dilemma for them was, how do we reach back and help as many people as we can, but make sure that we don't just give it all away. Maverick said that he and his buddy referred to this as survivor's remorse, this feeling that they had of survivor's remorse. And I said, well, my God, there's your title. They weren't 100% convinced at that time, but what I knew at that moment was that this was the rare comedy that was about something that was really relatable to the human experience as a whole, but also really timely in terms of what we see happening in our society now over and over again. And not just people coming out of, project neighborhoods, but people coming all over inventing a code or writing a code, and all of a sudden, on paper they're worth a lot of money, even though their company doesn't make any money. But that's just me, an old media guy, bitching a little bit about new media. So this wouldn't have been possible without our executive producer team, which is an all-star team of Paul Wachter, and Tom Werner, and Maverick Carter. And then standing right alongside them is a guy who did here what he does on the basketball court, which is empower and enable his team to do extraordinary things, and that's LeBron James. We have a sensational cast. Many of these faces you've seen before. I don't want to leave anybody out, but we've got Jesse Usher, and we've got fantastic Ron Lee, we've got Erica Ash, we have Tayona Harris, my dear friend from all the way back in Martin days. I know her from when she was 2 years old. Tashina Arnold. And a guy who I've been waiting to work with for a long time. I've been a big fan of his for years. One of the funniest guys out there, Mike Epps. But of course, every great show is based on what goes on the page, because that's where it starts. Although he wasn't at the first meeting, he's been our leader ever since. He's done an amazing job of creating something, taking an idea that might seem like it doesn't apply to him, but finding the truth in the moments, the funny in the comedy, and weaving together something that I think is unique on television, and something that every time I watch it I go, this is actually really pretty good. And that, of course, is our inspirational leader, our true leader, our executive producer, creator, Mike O'Malley. Mike, we would not be here without you. And right behind Mike, enabling him to do amazing things, is the slightly smaller Jewish guy named Vic Levin. Vic, thank you, and all the writers and producers and everybody that worked on it. Ken, he's done a phenomenal job, directed both these episodes. And, again, this is a show that we're extremely proud of. It does seem to have incredible relevance today. That's not why we did it. We did it because we thought it would make a great television show, make people laugh and make people think, and we hope that's what it's going to do for you here tonight. So we hope you enjoyed the screening. And afterwards, we hope that you will all stay around because we have a special treat. We have a panel that will include the executive producers and will be led, how could I forget this, by Kenny the Jet Smith. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. You honor us by your presence and elevate the whole evening for us, so we really, truly appreciate it. Anyway, enough from the white guy who runs the cable network. Let's go on to the more important stuff. Please enjoy Survivor's Remorse.